They noticed her before they noticed the backpack. A teenage girl, maybe 17, alone at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, she stood out in a sea of rolling suitcases and weary travelers. Aaliyah Jackson wore a faded denim jacket too big for her and carried a worn navy blue backpack slung over one shoulder, frayed and patched like it had seen battlefields. No carry-on, no suitcase, no phone, just that heavy backpack. TSA officer Marcus Thompson, working lane 5, thought she might be a military dependent. Her boarding pass said one way to Seattle, Washington. No return, no guardian, no checked baggage. Her eyes were calm, watchful, scanning the agents and scanners like she'd rehearsed every scenario. He flagged her bag, not because she looked dangerous, but because she looked prepared. "Ma'am, I need to check your backpack manually," Marcus said. Aaliyah nodded, handed it over without protest. It was heavier than it looked. At the secondary table, Marcus and Officer Danielle Carter began the check. A dog-eared novel, a green notebook with neat handwriting and sketches, a phone charger but no phone, a toothbrush, a faded photo of a man in a military uniform with a young girl, Aaliyah, probably. Then, in a hidden pocket, Marcus found a small black leather case with silver trim. Inside, nestled in velvet, was a bronze medal, aged at the edges, bearing a bald eagle clutching lightning bolts. Above it, 3 words in Latin. Below, Department of Strategic Operations, Class Omega. The reverse read, Authorized possession only. Unrecorded duplication is a felony. Record ID redacted. That's not in the system, Carter whispered. No, Marcus said. It's not in any system. The airport's noise faded. Marcus closed the case and looked at Aaliyah, still calm, 10 feet away. "Aaliyah Jackson? I need to ask you some questions." "What is this?" he asked, tapping the case. "My grandfather's," she said simply, "and he was radio technician, Army, retired." "That wasn't a technician's medal." Marcus alerted his supervisor. A level 2 alert was issued, quiet, no alarms. Within 10 minutes, a Department of Homeland Security agent was en route, and Aaliyah was escorted to a private security room with neutral walls and a bolted-down table. She sat, unfazed, the case untouched before her. Later, Marcus would replay the moment, the medal's weight, the chill when he saw the lightning bolts, the calm in her eyes. Medals like that were made for silence, and someone had just broken it. The room was cold. Aaliyah sat still, backpack by her feet, the black case on the table. Marcus stood to the side, uneasy. At 11:17 a.m., Agent Tanya Williams entered, mid-40s, military posture, DHS badge on her lanyard. "Aaliyah Jackson," she said, sitting opposite. "Why are you here?" "Because of the medal," Aaliyah replied, voice soft but direct. "You're calm." "I knew someone would notice it." Williams eyed the case. "Where'd you get it?" "My grandfather gave it to me 2 days before he died." "Who was he sending you to?" "Marissa Coleman, Seattle." Williams froze briefly, a trained pause Marcus caught. That name meant something. "You were flying there today?" she asked. "Yes." "One way?" "With his savings." Williams opened the case. The eagle glared back, its lightning bolts unfamiliar yet official. The inscription, Department of Strategic Operations, hadn't existed since 1984. Williams had heard rumors in training. Project Omega, a Cold War ops branch using misinformation and psychological engineering. No records, just whispers of tokens for a select few. "Until now, your grandfather never told you what this is?" Williams asked. "He said he was someone important once. The medal was part of that. I had to deliver it." "His name?" "Malcolm Leroy Jackson." Williams' stomach turned. She'd seen that name in a 2006 decrypted Omega log, logistics and signals, level 4 clearance, scrubbed from systems. Was he stationed overseas? "Frankfurt, early 80s, Aaliyah said. He said, "The real war was never what you thought." Williams stepped out, Marcus following. "Marissa Coleman's been presumed dead since 1991, she told him. One of 7 tied to Omega. She vanished. This kid just name-dropped her." "Now what?" Marcus asked. "I make a call I never thought I'd make." Back in the room, Aaliyah waited, knowing the metal meant something buried, powerful, dangerous. Her grandfather's steady eyes had said more than words. Colonel David Ramsey entered, mid-50s, square-jawed. "Miss Jackson, may I see the medal?" Aaliyah nodded. Ramsey opened the case, his breath catching. "Where'd you get this?" "My grandfather. He said to find Marissa Coleman." Ramsey leaned back. "Some government operations have no records, no chain of command. Omega was one. Covert psychological ops, Cold War. It rewired belief systems, destabilized governments through fear, rumors. Only 7 operatives got that medal, a key to dormant protocols. We thought they were destroyed." "Like Omega," Aaliyah said. Ramsey froze. "Where'd you hear that?" "My grandfather. He said, it's from Omega. They'll understand." "Omega influenced media, economics, religion," Ramsey said. "Highly compartmentalized. If your grandfather sent you to Coleman, she's alive and waiting." "Why me?" Aaliyah asked. "Because he trusted you to find her." Williams stepped in. Coleman was Omega's architect, psychological triggers to shift ideologies. She vanished in 1991. If she's waiting, this is bigger than we thought. "What now?" Aaliyah asked. "We find her," Williams said. "Our terms." They moved Aaliyah to a secure conference room. Satellite images lit the walls. A tech agent searched for Marissa Coleman. A match appeared, Dorothy Ellis, Vashon Island, Washington. A cabin, no digital footprint, tied to a defunct Veterans Foundation with Omega links. "She's there," Ramsey said. Williams looked at Aaliyah. "You're going with our team." "I want answers, not protection," Aaliyah said. "You may get both," Ramsey replied. Rain fell heavily over Montgomery, Alabama, blanketing the small house where Aaliyah grew up. Inside, Malcolm Jackson lay frail, his sharp eyes undimmed. Aaliyah sat beside him, holding his hand through the quiet nights since his stroke. "Laya," he rasped. "The garage. Toolbox under the floorboards, behind the radio." "Why?" "Now please." She braved the rain, boots sinking into wet grass, and found the black case under a loose plank in the garage. The metal gleamed, ancient and heavy. Back inside, Malcolm exhaled with relief and sorrow. "I take it to the grave," he murmured. "What is it?" Aaliyah asked. "When I was young, I believed in America like a superhero. Then I was chosen for Omega, classified, no name at first. We fought with ideas, planted thoughts to rot governments from within. 7 of us held these medals, verification. I left when it got too heavy. They said it ended, but I saw patterns again. Someone's waking the shadows." "Why me?" "You see the world's pain and stay kind. That's rare. Go to Seattle. Find Marissa Coleman. Don't trust systems." Tears welled. "I don't want this. That's why it's you." He was gone by morning. Aaliyah buried him beside her grandmother's gravestone. 2 days later, she boarded a flight to Seattle, the case in her lap, her grandfather's words echoing. "It's your turn." The van crawled through Vashon Island's misty roads, cedars casting shadows. Aaliyah sat in the passenger seat, the case under her arm. Agent Williams drove, tense. "If Coleman's here, she's a ghost or a genius," she said. Colonel Ramsey flipped through a file on Coleman, psychological warfare specialist, vanished in 1991. The van stopped at a weathered cabin, smoke rising from the chimney, a wind chime of bullet casings tinkling. "Stay close," Williams said. The door opened before they knocked. Marissa Coleman, elderly, gray braid to her waist, stared at Aaliyah. "You brought it." Aaliyah nodded. "You two don't belong here," Coleman told Williams and Ramsey. "She does." Ramsey raised a hand. "We're ensuring it reaches the right hands." "Too late," Coleman smirked. "It has." Inside, the cabin was a time capsule, sagging bookshelves, maps, a humming shortwave radio. Aaliyah placed the case on the table, revealing the metal's edge. Coleman's eyes misted. "Not since Frankfurt," she whispered. "What is it?" Aaliyah asked. "A key to Omega's final phase. Your grandfather and I built a psychological infrastructure. Ideas embedded in culture, religion. When the Cold War ended, we buried it. Too powerful. We split the key, 7 metals. If propaganda or madness tipped the balance, we'd reunite to restore it. Why me? Malcolm believed in restraint. Someone's waking Omega for control, not balance. Aaliyah's spine chilled. Who? Someone with a digital arsenal, no morals. Coleman placed a folder before her, names, photos, dossiers on global manipulators. They're infected. Only reassembling Omega can stop them, with truth, not power. Do you want to join it? Coleman asked. I'm 17. You're in it. The only way out is forward. The fire was embers when Coleman stood. Sleep here. Aaliyah studied the folder, lingering on Viktor Mikhailov, a tech mogul faking his death, now running disinformation networks. He's not alone, Coleman said. Omega's bones are being stitched into a digital monster. Why didn't you stop them? Aaliyah asked. I didn't know who'd find me first. Coleman handed her a tin box with 7 coded cards, locations, frequencies. Your grandfather trained you for this. You're the signal. You want me to reactivate Omega? No. Reassemble those who decide if it should exist. Morning light spilled over the Puget Sound. Aaliyah, in Coleman's old military coat, took a leather-bound notebook, her map of ciphers. Williams handed her an encrypted transceiver. The rest is on you. Higher-ups won't touch this, Ramsey said. They're scared it's real. Outside, Coleman said, they'll follow you. But they won't see you coming. At a Tacoma airstrip, a retrofitted Cessna waited. Pilot Nia Carter tossed Aaliyah headphones. Ready for the ride? Aaliyah clutched the case. The first coordinate in her grandfather's handwriting pointed to Hamburg, Germany, a dormant Omega node. As the plane rose, she opened the notebook. Truth isn't found. It's protected.in Hamburg. Aaliyah slipped through a rusted fence to an abandoned power plant, once a NATO listening station. Below, a hatch unlocked when she scanned the metal. Inside a circular chamber, consoles hummed to life. A monitor prompted, initiate legacy. Data cascaded, call logs, algorithms, recent alerts. Someone had tried simulating Omega's signals without the metal. A name blinked, Agent Michael Riker, Node 2, Oslo. Compromised. Riker, one of the 7, was alive, tied to Vector, a digital doctrine twisting Omega's framework. Aaliyah copied the data and ran as a message appeared. Node 5, Athens, awaiting contact. Nia met her at the extraction point. They pinged your signal, she said. You've got a day's lead. They know about Riker, Aaliyah said. Then he knows about you. In Oslo's bitter dusk, Aaliyah reached a sleek telecommunications hub hiding old NATO lines. She knocked a coded pattern. Michael Riker, white-haired, eyes sharp, opened the door. I expected you sooner. You were hard to find, Aaliyah said that in a server room. Riker showed his scorched metal. I was the failsafe meant to bury Omega. But it's been hijacked by Vector. Control through confusion. You're with them, Aaliyah said. I tried to destroy it from within. Failed. He handed her a drive. Vector's assets, journalists, politicians. Leak this, their house collapses. Why me? The network listens to you now. Alarms blared. Riker shoved the drive into her hands. Go. Service hatch, backup generators. Nia's waiting. What about you? This was my one-way trip. Aaliyah ran, reaching the fjord where Nia's plane hovered. Soaked, she clutched the drive and metal, its circuitry humming. In the notebook, her grandfather's words glowed. Truth isn't found. It's protected.in Zurich. A man in a gray suit watched Aaliyah's signal on a digital wall. His metal bore a serpent and torch, Vector. She found Node 3, his assistant said. Deploy interceptors, he replied. Activate Riker. Aaliyah didn't know what came next, Vector's reach, Riker's truth, or the other nodes. But the girl they underestimated held the last firewall between truth and oblivion. Omega had returned, and only time would tell what Aaliyah Jackson would do with it.